Good morning and welcome to Morning Coach. Today, I am so glad you're with us. Hey, it's JB. Super pumped you're here today. It is a Monday. We're ready to get the week started off. It is 10/3/2022, episode 4742, and we have got a big week packed for you. This week, we are going to be rocking on this idea of finding faith in something deeper. I'm going to talk specifically about our plan, the Get It Done Now plan. We've had a lot of new people will come on board. Welcome. Typically, we plan in December, but if you're new and you want to get working, that's okay. We're going to talk a little bit about mission today, which is so important, and finding that faith in that. But we got a big week. And in fact, tomorrow is a new book study. I'm excited. Again, another one that Corey, my coach, we're working on together. And sometimes it's best just to share some of the stuff I'm reading and working on. And this one is called Measure What Matters. And as I said, as we come into 2023, we Get It Done Now, we are in a check month. So this is a month to kind of check where you're at, what's happening, and adjust your plan accordingly. And next year, we're going to be going more into a 6-week cycle or a 90-week cycle, specifically what we're doing, some of the programs I'm launching. And we're really excited about that. And a lot of things I'm sharing with you are coming from the coaching progress that I'm making and also the programs we're building. And some of that has to come from Measure What Matters from John Doerr, which you're going to love this book. Again, a little more business type book, but when we get into it tomorrow, I think you're going to understand why we picked it for this month of October and how it's going to help you. Wednesday, of course, episode 4744, the importance of seeing results, how it breaks things down to see basic growth. Again, another good day to really get things organized, excited about it. Thursday, of course, I ask your questions and also update you about things that are going on in the system and what we're doing day by day here. Friday, we've got, do you really believe in the process? And I really want to hope that you will show up Friday morning because this is an important one. Remember, if you're new here, if you can listen 3 times a week, great. 4 times a week, even better. 5 times, you're kicking butt. 7 times, you're a rock star, right? Saturday, we've got Finding Deeper Purpose Systems. I'm going to talk a little bit about that even more today. And then finally, Sunday, spiritual connection with success on our Spiritual Sunday. So we've got a really big week planned, even including starting a new book study. And as you know with the book studies, I think it's important that if you can get the book, great. You go up into the area, it says Compass up there. Click on that, go to the book study area, the link's there. You can grab the book and go right along with us. Or you can just tune in on Tuesdays and you're going to get this information and at least get, 12 books, 10 to 12 books a year in your new vocabulary, which is more than most people, right? So it's pretty awesome. We're rocking that together on Tuesdays. But today we want to talk about finding faith in something deeper. And really what I want to talk about is that idea of faith, and then talk about what I wrote about in the Sacred Six, in the process, in the Get It Done Now program, and why it's so important that we are moving towards a direction, right? So the first thing we want to talk about is faith. Faith is a very unique word to me. Obviously, it's related to religion. And if you don't know, I studied, all the world's religions when I did my PhD. And one of the things that we kind of associate is faith, right? It's like you have faith in God. Well, that's not where I'm going today, even though that could be a very important part of your success. And it can help you depending on where you're at on your personal journey. As always, we're a spiritual organization, not a religious. So, kind of where you're at with that is up to you on your individual journey. But what I want to talk today about is faith in yourself and faith in the mission. And faith, what is it then? It's the belief in something that isn't there yet. Very powerful thing. Again, I'm going to be a little spiritual here, but in the Bible it says, if you have the faith of a mustard seed, you can move mountains. Right? So that faith is so critical. That belief that we have inside of us is what is going to move us towards more productivity and manifesting the things that you want to bring into your life. I mean, my life is absolutely crazy right now. When I started my 2022 plan, I knew it was going to be a phenomenal year because 22 is my favorite number. I wore it in football. I love 22. It's just and I always, the 22nd day, just something fun. I go to Vegas, I play Black 22. I'll put $1,000 or $100 on it. And whatever happens, and I build a pyramid around it. That's about all the gambling I really do, but because it's got the 22 there. But at the end of the day, what we're really rocking and rolling here is understanding that you can manifest things. And like I said, my 2022 plan is nowhere near where I thought it was. When I started planning in December, I mean, it's just blown up. Like, it's gone a million different directions. And what's amazing about it, my overall bigger mission, the plan that I had put in place for the big picture, which was 2 to 5 years, is happening much faster. Okay. And I believe the reason it's happening much faster is because I have the plan and I'm working it. And that's why right now we come into October, we're in our final quarter here. Okay. So this is a time to check where are we at with our plan. And my plan had to be redone, restructured, and really because things were moving way too fast. I just didn't have this expectation. Now, the bits and pieces are building retreat center, which, even a month ago, 2 months ago, I had no idea that I'd be doing this. Working with Corey, a new coach, and building new programs, getting ready to travel down to Texas, to Austin with this great group, and then fly over to Croatia. And then I got Cabo too. So I've got these wonderful groups coming together and then building our retreats. So it's just amazing how when you get a purpose and when you get that structure together, that things start to work. And again, success leaves clues. I would not have any idea, okay, that success leaves clues. I would not have even believed, even in my own system, that I could do the things that I'm doing, right? So it's amazing when you start to work a plan, how things start coming together. But here's the key, okay? So we have to have faith and belief. And we talk a lot about that here, that thoughts are things, right? Remember when the law of attraction came out? Everybody was didn't come out. The secret came out. Law of attraction has been discussed for years and years and years. But we look at the secret, Rhonda Byrne made so famous in 2006, 2007, and books and built a whole franchise around that. It was all based on the law of attraction, right? And the thoughts are things. They're true. That's true. But the thing that you need after that are thoughts or things, but beliefs make them so. And they didn't get into that a lot, right? And then actions solidify the belief. And if we look at the law of attraction, okay, for those of you that are in the woo-woo with me, the last part of that is action. It's action. So you have to take action in order to move yourself forward. If you're not taking action and you have the thought, you really don't have the belief. The belief is there, and then the action needs to move you forward. It will propel you. I mean, a good example of this, and we've all had this happen. You've had an idea, I promise you, something that was just awesome. You didn't take action on it, and somebody later did. And you're like, hey, that was my idea. Right? We've all been there. And it's like, I thought of that. I mean, Salesforce.com, which is $1 billion industry, literally when I was in my 20s, when the internet was just getting started, I was in sales. So I said, why don't we get a CRM and everybody that's out there in the field could contribute to it. And that way we'd have the latest information on, Bob's barbershop of who's working there, who they are, because everybody, all these salespeople would be building the CRM together. And really that's kind of what Salesforce is. I was using ACT. So I had that idea and I still think it's a great idea, but Salesforce has become this gigantic monster. And that's just one example of many ideas I've had that I didn't take action on. Somebody else did, and it worked. And again, this is from a very practical standpoint. If you don't believe in the woo-woo energy stuff and manifestation, it's like, hey, I'm just very practical. That's cool. We get a lot of very intelligent, practical people here. I mean, the IT sector, we have a ton of people that listen to Morning Coach that are very intelligent and come from the IT side because they know the things that I'm teaching are a different way of living. Like, this is a different system. This is a different plan. It's called Intelligent Life Design, and it's not the same old stuff that's just regurgitated time after time after time. Yes. Do we talk about goals and everybody talks about goals? Yes, those are basic fundamental things that we need. But what we're really discussing is to create a different lifestyle. That's what we're talking about. And as I live it in my own self, manifesting it on a daily basis, even falling down and making the mistakes that I make, it's just proven that this system works, and it's just based around engineering principles. So what's awesome about it is when we get into the PDCA, plan, do, check, act, or into what we call get it done now, basically we're using engineering principles and adding the metaphysical components. So it can work for both business and for those of you that are into the manifestation, law of attraction side of things, because it just works. And it comes back to the fundamental belief of your personal belief and your faith in the system or in the plan that you have. And the truth is, if you have not manifested or have not put a plan in place to attract it yet, then you don't believe. You don't have the belief in it yet, because as soon as that thought becomes a belief and you start taking massive action, whatever it is that you're looking to do will start to become truth. Just as I'm building this facility and it ended up with a recording booth and a YouTube studio, and I haven't been good at this, right? One of my plans was to get my books done and build my YouTube. I have not done a good job of that in the 2022 plan. And so what happened was the retreats came in, but the YouTube's still growing. And I haven't got my books done, but it's okay. See, that's the thing, inherent flexibility in the big picture. In the big picture, everything's working. Some of the smaller breakdown things have failed a little bit, but there are no failures. It's just experiences. And that's what I'm doing, is learning to really get clear about what it is that I want to attract, and then allowing the things to work within the framework of the plan. So when we talk about the plan, there's a big overall mission. Now, a lot of people are using the planner, and by the way, the 2023 planner is out. You can get that in the Discord channel, and I'll be sending an email out. Obviously, we don't need it yet, but it is out, and we're working on some Evernote templates. So and Evernote's building that, not me. So it's coming, right? But we're getting things organized for the new year, but it doesn't matter, and I think this is really critical because I coach a few people, as you know. We've got Inner Circle here, which is awesome. And there's a few people that don't even use the planners, but what they do is they do the mental concepts of everything that I'm talking about. So remember when I was talking on Thursday about productivity, it's not about organization, it's about productivity. Same thing. I don't care what planning system you use, just as long as you get these fundamental principles together, and all of a sudden it'll start to work for you. In fact, I want you to build your individual system, whether you use all my stuff or not. I just want it to work for you. That's the whole key here. So what we're working on then is a belief. That's what we're working on. We're looking at finding a clarity versus confusion. I almost called this Coach Cast clarity versus confusion, because that's what it is. As we live our life, we send mixed signals out. Okay, I do it daily. I'm working on this just as much as you are. I think I know what I want. I get there and it's not what I wanted. And then the universe or God goes, what? Come on. I thought you wanted this. You're like, no, I guess I did, but I didn't. Right? So we're constantly getting clear about what our life is going to be. And in there's some quiet desperation, as Thoreau said, and most people are living in quiet desperation. I don't know. Am I doing the right things? Yes. Well, how do I know that? How can I tell you you're doing the right things? Because you're living. Unless you're not taking any action at all. Okay? And there's times when you don't want to take action. Don't get me wrong. But if you're overly doing non-active activities, meaning you're not moving forward, you're not doing your planning, you're not stepping forward, then you're not doing the things you need to be doing. But if you're actively doing things, and even if you're failing miserably, as I have done many times in my life and fallen flat on my face, at least I'm taking activity and I'm learning. At least I'm doing things and learning. That's the whole process, because I'm building belief that, whoa, that's not what I wanted. Okay, wow, that's what I wanted. And that's where we try things, and we keep getting out there and looking for things that we can do to increase our ability to be clear. It's the number one reason that many people fail, is because they actually have no clarity. They don't think they know what they really want. They're getting pushed things they want by other people. So we got to try things, and if you're going, well, I don't know what excites me. Well, I've got a great book that's up there in the Discord channel called 7 Days to Finding Your Passion. It's a workbook, kind of a book that you could read and go through, and it's 7 days to do some exercises to really dig into finding some energy. Okay? So if you need a resource, we have it. It's part of the plan. I wrote that years ago because so many people couldn't find passion or find something that really drove them. So if you're struggling with that, just go on Discord, pull that down, and spend 7 days and read a page a day. It's a little bit more than a page a day, and do some of the activities, and you will find some things, okay? The same thing. We talked about the life wheel. That was our big activity as we come in and check act. Those are areas that we need to work on. It may not be so much what you want to manifest, but at least you know the areas you need to work on, okay? So we want to start focusing on building belief. And we do that by really seeing things working in our lives or even not working. And that's what's so crazy about this, that even when things aren't working, it's a good thing. Like, you're learning, you're understanding, you're growing, you're developing. Everybody's on their own path. Everybody's on their own journey. And it's okay. It's okay to fall down. Just get back up, dust yourself off, and re-look at what's going on. We're right here. It's a check month. It's the 3rd of October. This is a perfect time. I don't care if you've used my system at all the whole year. That's fine. You know why? Yesterday is gone forever. Tomorrow is yet to be. The destiny of your life rests today in thee. Right now is your opportunity. You can start all over. Everything. This could be the day that changes everything for you. But that's up to you. And that's the beautiful thing. It doesn't matter. The past does not equal the future. So let's get organized. And not even, let me step back. Let's get productive. Let's get productive. And being productive means doing things that win, and that's great. We jump up and down and we high five, and that means we do things when we lose. You're still learning along the process, and that's the key, okay? So we got one more quarter. Let's get organized and productive going into this quarter. Let's pick a few things that are going to help us really see that we're making progress. And that's why tomorrow we are jumping into John Doerr's book, Measure What Matters. I'm going to do an intro to the book. I'm going to talk about how we break the book down. I'm starting to do that now a little bit more because you get a little more idea of how I read so many books so fast. And it gives you an opportunity to really connect with what we're focused on. And it's this, 6-week, 90 days. What did you do? Check something off. Check a couple of boxes off that are helping you manifest the life that you are looking to manifest. Okay, especially that life experience is what I like to say. So let's get to it. Let's rock and roll. It doesn't matter what happened yesterday. Let's start working today, and let's keep that energy positive. I love you. Go out there, have a phenomenal day, and I'll see you back here tomorrow morning to get started right here on morningcoach.com. Go do it today.